Good afternoon, teacher. We are going to perform the last laboratory that is about technical body dynamics for the evaluation for open and closed systems. Who speaks to them is Pierre Jonel Morales Velázquez. To get started is what we'll see today. Then performing this laboratory will be the behavior of deflation of the tire of the truck. That this is type of force that occurs every time we make a movement. Sign this force opposite the movement. Sign this force of friction is very important because it is a responsibility for uh, reducing the speed of moving body, uh, even slow it down to a zero value. Okay. We will start is step 1 is open a Launchpad program. Uh, what is what we are going to do in this step, it is a open a Launchpad program to start developing is the laboratory area part to explore the main options. Okay. Step 2 is activity manager plugin system, and this step is we will select a tool from the menu to be able to manage the add-ons on of the track, and for the selected load with a click, and finally we will click is OK. Okay. Step 3 is to create a full vehicle assembly. In this step, we will with the open the file with the system and subsystem of the truck are located in order to start analyzing the process object. For the wheel is the click is file, the menu, the we will click is the right button, box and look for auto share. Okay. We step through. Then with the same step, if we get box with a look, the folder with the name is MCC Tractor Semi-Trailer. Point A is the view the truck until we can open both the system and subsystems of the truck in the program. Okay. Step 4 is verify system units. We will in the steps we will be able to change the units of the pen depending on the units of the system. In this case, and to achieve the first we will click the settings of the menu and select your unit, and is I can see select is MMQA system units, and finally click is OK. Then is step 5 and simulate full vehicle system, and in this case is we will instead what is going to be achieved to be able to compare the different behaviors of the track with the influences of initial velocity. To achieve this step, we must first put a series of conditions showing the level to gauge. Okay. Step 6, animation analysis result. In this stage is what are going to release in the animation of the truck to be able to see and be able of our vehicle size. We will be able to see in the is there any change with respect to initial velocity. What are going to the changing on that we will click on review of the menu on the animation control, and we will get is OK. Okay. Okay. In this case, step 7 is floating analysis result. In this step is which is going to be done to be able to capture the behavior of the test carried out with different speeds, and that does be able to explain what is happening. For this first very that source is set to request on the front the circulation list. select test 1 and select deflection where on the definitely see this behavior. Okay. I can see that test 1 is initial velocity is 60 kilometers hours. Okay, I was seeing in the image we have set a speed 60 kilometers hours, and we have evaluated what is the deviation, trailer, and the rate deflection. And we can see at the first graph shows the leg graders, that the second graph as the time. Those not very much, is almost minimal difference. Therefore, we can see the application depends on the friction in the contact of the with the street. Okay, the test 3. Initial velocity is 8 kilometers hour. We perform a second test to compare. As we can see in the image, we have a set speed of 80 kilometers hours. And we have to evaluate what is the behavior trailer and the rate deflection. As was can see in the first graph, and the rate deflection is as can see the second graph, and the time is not very much alt. I can see a minimal difference. Before we can see that the application depends on the friction, that is contact of the tire with the surface. Before higher speed, greater friction, greater deflection will have the truck. Okay. Test 2 is initial velocity is 90 kilometers hours. To be able to check with math filters, as we can see in the image, we have to set speed is 90 kilometers hours, and we have evaluate the deviation trailer on the rate deflation at working. As we can see in the first graph, shows the leg is greater than the second graph, and the time is doesn't know very much, almost minimal difference. Before we can say the deflation depends on the frictions, the first graph and second graph. Is the contact of the tire with the surface, which we can see the greater contact before higher speeds, greater frictions, and greater deflation we have the trough. Okay, we'll start the workshop question. Number 1. How forcing on tires affect chassis system? I think, as far as I could investigate, there are 3 relevant forces that affect the chassis suspension mass. First of all is the central force, which is nothing more than a force acting on vehicle to keep it moving right on curve. The centripetal force will act the perpendicular of direction of the vehicle is going to far speed in a curve, and its center of gravity is not close the groove equal to over. Okay, the secondary is the coefficient deflection that allows the movement of the tires on the asphalt when braking or acceleration. Suddenly produce of friction between the tread of the tire and the road, so the higher or the height, the better the grip when braking. Okay, and the truth is the bearings resistance. This will depends on the amount for the harsh pressure on the tire. If it has excessive pressure, it will cut more and will have less grip at a time. For braking, will suffer greater wear, etc. Okay. The second question: what are tire speed rating? With the nominal speed of the tires can reach its maximum speed whenever the tire is properly played in the urban life. In addition, the tire speed category is represented by a letter prime of the flank. As we can see in the image, is the speed also depends on the speed index found in the tire. Since the tire is no, since the tire it shows its own specification, tolerance, specification, and range. When buying new tires, it's essential to make sure that your speed category match the speed category and speed that vehicle can reach. Check the maximum and zero speed by referring to the corresponding speed category by entering the corresponding speed category in the application from which that was pushed. Okay. The final equation is, doesn't nitrogen make a different type? To begin with, the theory says that nitrogen has three advantages with the common type compared to air, mainly to the chemical properties it contains. Okay. The first is the molecular are larger than of the oxygen. So with the reduced possibility escaping and the tire less pressure. The benefits of the tire is the maintain better the pressure are evident with the correct pressure. The tire worked and more safety, lasts longer and speed less food. The second factor is a favor of nitrogen is that unlike oxygen contained, it reduces or eliminates the oxidation possibilities of the ring of the tire is in the interior, which is in contact with the nitrogen ether. And there is two which has to the with temperature. A tire inflated with nitrogen viscosity less sensitivity to high temperature, so its heads up less with a half the entry specification in the face of the lower risk on the suffering blood. Okay, thank you.